Hi, good afternoon, everyone. But today first, we will go ahead and we will take one past year question. So please try to take a moment, try to solve this question yourself, and then we'll do it together. Okay. It is a 15 marks question, and the question is going ahead and asking you what is the between difference and similarity between the two models. One is the Kurno model with similar products, and the other is that with differentiated products. Try to do this question yourself first. Give it a try. It's a 15 marks question, right? So first create a mind map in your mind, what all you will write in this question. Try to create a mind map. You must go ahead and begin by first telling what a Kurno model is. So you begin by telling what is a Kurno model, where firms simultaneously decide the quantity, right? Then you go ahead and if you want, you write certain assumptions of the Kurno model. ठीक है, क्या हो जाएंगे assumption बेटा? That firms decide quantity simultaneously. Market price depends on the total market quantity, right? Each firm maximizes its profit, holding the quantity of the other firm constant. ठीक है, तो ये कुछ assumptions हो जाएंगे. Then you begin explaining the two models. So you begin by going ahead and talking about homogeneous model, homogeneous quantity or homogeneous product model, right? And in homogeneous product, you have, because it's a homogeneous product, you have just one price prevailing in the market for those products. So you have the equation P is equal to A minus B capital Q, right? P is equal to A minus B capital Q, representing that there is a single price dependent on the total quantity sold in the market, right? Now, when we talk about differentiated product, there will be two different prices, right? Because the product is differentiated. So the moment you have the product being differentiated, the price that is charged is also different, right? So for differentiated product, then you have two separate equations. P1 is equal to A minus B Q1 minus suppose D Q2, and P2 is equal to A minus B Q2 minus D Q1. So now what we have gone ahead and what we have done is that we have introduced the concept of differentiated prices, that prices are different, right? So you go ahead and you put this into the modeling, right? And at last, what you do is after solving the two models, you can show what their contrasts are, compare them, compare the two models, right? Compare what prices you're getting, right? Compare what kind of reaction curves you're getting in the two cases, right? So compare when the differentiated model looks like the similar model, right? This is the entire answer that you can go ahead and you can write. So I hope that the mind map is clear to you. I hope you're clear कि क्या क्या चीजें इसमें आएंगी. Now try to take a minute and try to write the answer for this one. Let's start. Solution. We'll begin by explaining what the Cournot model is. Cournot model is an oligopolistic market model in which firms simultaneously determine the price that exists, the quantity that exists in the market. Assumptions. So you can also say the quantity that instead of exists in the market, you can also say the quantity that each one of them are willing to sell. What quantity each one of them is willing to sell, that is also Cournot model, right? And because you simultaneously decide how much you are willing to sell, ultimately you have decided how much will be there in the market. Okay, then assumptions. So पहला हो जाएगा बेटा that there are two firms in the market. So for the model that we are doing, we are assuming that there are two firms. Though Cournot model can be solved for n firms also. But for what I am going to solve right now, I will assume two firms in the market. Second, firms simultaneously decide on the quantity, right? And third, market price depends on the total quantity sold. Market price depends on total quantity sold. Okay. Okay. Now you will write homogeneous products. Right. So you can say that since the products are homogeneous, there is one price that will be existing in the market dependent on the total quantity sold in the market. So please write. Since there is or there are homogeneous products sold in the market, the market price is dependent on total quantity sold. Only one price exists in the market. Only one price exists in the market. So P is equal to A minus B capital Q, where Q is Q1 plus Q2. Okay. Then you can form beta for firm 1. You can form its profit function. So profit of firm 1 will be price into Q1 minus cost into Q1. So your marginal cost, I'm assuming to be constant at C. for both firm 1 and firm 2. So you will get P is equal to A minus B capital Q Q1 minus C Q1 A minus B Q1 plus Q2 into Q1 minus C Q1 A Q1 minus B Q1 square minus B Q1 Q2 minus C Q1, and this is the profit function of form 1. You differentiate with respect to Q1 and equate it to 0. So you get A minus 2B Q1 minus B Q2 minus C equal to 0, and you write the reaction function A minus B Q2 minus C by 2B minus C by 2B. This is the reaction form of firm 1 as a function of Q2. Right? You don't have to solve for the other firm. So you can say since firms are symmetric, therefore reaction function of firm 2 will be, and you just give the reaction function of firm 2 beta. तो हो जाएगा Q2 equal to A minus B Q1 minus C by 2B. Q1 will be replaced with Q2 and Q2 will be replaced by Q1. Just simply go ahead and write that. That is enough. You don't have to really solve for it. Okay. Solving the two simultaneously. Solve them. I'm leaving it to you to find that you will get this. You'll get this. A minus C by 3B. You should remember this anyways, beta. ये बहुत important है, इसको आपको अच्छे से याद रखना जरूरी है. ठीक है? And you can solve for the price also, which will be A minus, so if you just put the quantity, total quantity, you will get the price. So A minus B Q. So A minus B. Instead of Q, I will write Q1 plus Q2. So 2 A minus C by 3B. Right? So you will go ahead and get A minus 3A minus 2A plus C upon 3. A plus C upon 3. This will be your price. Okay. Now do it with differentiated case. Differentiated product. Right? So now what will you do? You will have P1 is equal to A minus B Q1 minus D Q2. P2 is equal to A minus B Q2 minus D Q1. So differentiated product is that case. Actually, you can just explain this in one line. Where product demand does not only depend on the own quantity, but also on the quantity of the rival. There is some cross price effect, right? So this is own price effect. And this is cross price effect. So now you will just replace this first line that we have written. You will say, since there are differentiated product sold in the market, market price is dependent on own price effect and cross price effect. There are two separate prices in the market. दोनों firm क्योंकि differentiated product sell कर रहे हैं like Domino's and Pizza Hut, they can charge different prices because of differentiated products in the market, right? So now what you will do is you will again form the profit function of firm one beta. So price of firm one, quantity of firm one, cost and quantity. And instead of price of firm one, you will write A minus B Q1 minus D Q2 into Q1 minus C Q1. This will be the profit function of firm one, right? So now if I differentiate this with respect to Q1, I'll get A minus 2BQ1 minus DQ2 minus C equal to 0. So I will get Q1 equal to A minus DQ2 minus C by 2. And Q2 will be symmetric in nature. So Q2 will give me A minus DQ1 minus C by 2. Again, you don't have to solve for Q2. It's a symmetric function, right? So you can just write that since firm 2 has symmetric profit function, the reaction function of firm 2 will be, and just write it down. Okay. Now again, solve Q1 and Q2 simultaneously. Solve Q1 and Q2 simultaneously and you can get the answer. I'm leaving it to you as a homework. ठीक है, Q2 को यहाँ पे प्लग इन करो, Q1 का आंसर आ जाएगा, Q1 का आ जाएगा तो वापस Q2 निकाल लो, right? Now there are certain things I want to kind of highlight to you. So important pointers or special cases. So note that I have written P1 is equal to A minus BQ1 minus DQ2. A minus BQ1 minus DQ2. So if your B is 0, that means there is no interaction. There is no cross price effect, right? There is no, my demand does not depend on your demand. So no interaction means in a way firms are acting as monopoly. Now, if B and D are equal, suppose this is also 2 and this is also 2. So if B and D are equal, it means I just have suppose B with me because both are equal. So I can go ahead and I can take that B common and I'll get Q1 plus Q2. It means that it is no product differentiation. It is no product differentiation. It's a homogeneous product market, right? And these are the two important cases. And then what you can do is just as a passing note, you can write that if D is greater than B, right? If D is greater than B, it means that my price is more affected by your quantity. Then we say that products are strategic complements. I leave it to you to check that what will happen to the reaction function in this case. How will be the reaction function in this case? I leave it to you to check, right? Check what happens to the reaction function with the presence of D and with the magnitude of D. So homework, please do it and post it in the Telegram channel beta. Ki what happens to the reaction function? Plot them, huh? A in the presence of D. B in the absence of D. Absence of D means homogeneous product. Presence of D means discriminated product. And C with the magnitude of D. I mean, if D is greater than B versus D less than B. So it's a homework question. You go ahead and answer this and post your answers in the Telegram group. Okay? Take it. So this is how you can go ahead and how you can attempt your answer uh, for this question. Okay, beta. Thank you. Let's go ahead and now begin with the class.